Yabo, and also on Mom&Me, and as always, there's the star of the show, Mom.
Well, hello, people. I'm glad I can be with you today, but I had a heart catheterization, and they're going to have to do a triple bypass. So that is if I'm a candidate for surgery. So what we're going to do is I'm using this to tell my YouTube friends what's going on with me. And as everybody that followed Mom&Me pictures or
Videos.
videos, okay, I wanted them to know what was going on with me too. But I'm very optimistic, and I know God won't take me unless He really needs me. To which I'll be sad to go if that happens. But you can always have me in your hearts. And I want you to know I love you. And God bless you all for worrying about me. But don't worry, because God's either going to take care of me or He's going to call me home for other missions. So I just want you to know God loves you and I love you too. So, it's a nice life, and I would like for it to continue. But if I haven't got that choice, that's the one choice I don't have, because we all owe God, we all owe Jesus a life. And when one goes out, another one comes in.
Yeah, Mr. George Bruno, who also has the channel Gray Bailey, and also Pipe Cat, who I've also personally messaged back and forth with both of them, and also quite a few other people have left comments when I've talked about you, saying one they couldn't wait for this Yabo, especially Pipe Cat,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them have said that they've sent up prayers for you and everything. And anything you'd like to say to some of those folks personally, or give a personal outreach message?
I thank you for the prayers, and I thank you for everything, the good wishes, and all of that. And I'm glad that you care. A lot of people these days don't care about anything, but I care about everyone. If anything I ever say has ever touched your heart, just remember life is too short not to do the right things these days. You know, I love life. I love all the people I've ever met, whether in person or over the phone. But I just want you to know everything's going to be all right. If not in this world, in the next. And that's why I don't worry, because I know how I've been. I know I've been telling people God loves them and that you shouldn't abuse children or anybody else, and you should just learn to have love in your heart. I don't trust a lot of people, you know. When I look in their eyes and I see the coldness in there, that's the type of people I'll have to learn before I could trust them. But I hardly ever met a stranger, because God sends me people to help or that can use my help. And when He sends them, I know it because I look in their face, in their eyes, and I can almost see exactly what is going on in their lives. I can always tell the tragedies. I can tell the happinesses and all that kind of stuff. That's the little gift that God gave me.
Hey guys, I'm in the process of going through a divorce and I have got. Oh, I wish I had the other thing to go through. I apologize to all the viewers out there that I don't have the thing to look and read comments. Please forgive me for that. This is one of those things when I said, Mom, I want to give the people the best of us and everything, and there's been a lot of you ask about Mama and everything, and the only thing I thought about was just doing this video. But I apologize. If you would like, any questions you might have for Mama or anything you want to say, also please put it into the comment section below, and I will read this stuff back to Mama. And when things happen and everything, because on account of the surgery and everything, this might be the last video that we can make together as Mom&Me until she goes and gets done through the healing process of the surgery and everything and stuff. But I apologize for that, and that's on me, and I apologize for that completely. But so if you could, whenever you put up your thing, if you could just also put it in the comment section below too, please, because I really would read this stuff back to Mom and let her know what everybody's saying too. And I appreciate the comments, and thank you for all the people tuning in. Thank you for the thumbs up. We appreciate this very, very much. And also, I'd like to say too, Mom, I know you've heard me speak about this a little bit, but even within the YouTube community as well as the YTPC, there's quite a few members going through cancer issues and cancer treatments, and I know you've, said a few good things about, words of encouragement to give them. And, for those or within the YTPC dealing with cancer, I know one of them here recently is Mr. Room Dog, which is one of the people that shocked me, that had subbed to the channel and everything too. There's quite a lot of people that have subbed to the channel and that has made the channel be what it is. That sub that I never thought would ever take time out of their lives to do that. And I know I always keep you updated, with things that I hear and everything. And is there anything else that you would like to, say to the community as a whole like that, about the folks going through those things, words of encouragement, or maybe some thoughts you could share to maybe, help give them the drive that they need?
Well, the best thing I could say would be think back on your life. Any happy times and any private times that memories flood your mind. Have you done everything that you could have done? Have you been good? Have you been right? Are you sure about your life? About what God said? I talk a lot about God, but I've been sickly all my life, and I always get sick, but I always got a belief in my heart. I always got a belief of a better life. And I do believe in life after death, because after I die, I have a hope for heaven. And I try to help everybody I can, whether it's information or just talking to them about their problems, and hope that they have the heart and the will and the strength to keep going, because you never know what's around that next bend, and you can always learn. No matter if you are on your deathbed, you can still learn. And it's a wonderful thing. God gives you the power to memorize things. If there was somebody or something you done wrong, you have a little time to change it and to make it right. You know, it's not only about accepting God in your heart, it's knowing that you did something wrong and you haven't tried to rectify it. But it's also a thing that once you see your life before you and your life behind you, you're going to know what you've done wrong. Never have regrets. And if you do have regrets, then you're going to have to figure out why. Who was it that you done the wrong thing to? Who is it that you haven't, like you haven't did them exactly right? Like you yelled at them when you knew you shouldn't, but because you were angry about something else, and you thought you were in the right to say your mind, even if it hurt someone. Whenever you hurt other people, you know that's the wrong thing to do. And it's not the fact that you grow up, you eventually get married, you have kids. It's how you treat these people that should be more important in your life than anything. I was very badly treated as a child for a while, but I hung in. My dad, when he would get drunk, he would beat me. Now I'm next to the oldest of 7 kids, and I was the only one my dad beat because I was the weakest link. And it's not my fault I was born weak. It's not my fault that I get sick. But what was my fault is if I made people angry and I didn't apologize to them when I was in the wrong. You gotta be brave and realize maybe you did something wrong that you haven't thought of for years and it's still bothering your subconscious. I'm not a wealth of information, but I know what's right. Make things right for the people around you, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. You never know if you step out on the sidewalk to take a walk down the road or something, whether you're going to make it back. And God's given you all sorts of chances to be with Him if that ever happens. But He's got to be very unhappy because a lot of people don't choose to be up in heaven with Him. He gives us our freedom of choice, to which I wish He hadn't have, in a way. But then again, it's not right to have your own choice in a relationship or just in where you're going to work or anything like that. But God gave us our free will, and we have our own thoughts. And it's sad that people don't use their time on earth to think about other people, to think about our children. Have we done right by our children? If you haven't, you have time. As long as you got a breath in your body, you have time to make a difference in their lives. And I did some things wrong in my life. I hurt other people, but I prayed for forgiveness, and I've gotten it. And you know, it made me feel good. When you feel good about yourself, well then people are going to sit up and take notice of you. And people are going to think, well, maybe this person is worth having for a friend or even for marriage.
I like to say, I just realized Mr. Roondog is watching, and I like to say, I'm sorry that I couldn't read your message fast enough, and I apologize for that. But like I said, just in case, just put a comment in the comment section below too, and I will be sure to read it back to Mama. I appreciate you for watching, and all the elder people that have elders that have subscribed to the channel, that support it, help support my channel and everything. I'm so thankful for that. And also, one of the other viewers also had mentioned that they're going through a divorce, and I couldn't read the rest of the comment. I feel bad about that, but any kind of light you can kind of help shed on that, maybe especially in your experience in life, maybe shed a little comfort there and everything.
Well, going through a divorce is rough, and especially if you got children. You know, children always dream about their parents living together, staying together, not yelling and arguing. And the thing is, why do you argue? What happened from the first time you met them and you told them you loved them? Why did it change? Was it your fault? Or was it theirs? Or was it a match? Like you both did wrong to the other. You know, we're not supposed to be alone. If we're alone, maybe it's something you've been not offering to the world out there. Maybe it's something that you don't see that other people can see in you. Are you cruel? Do you mistrust people so much that you think everybody's out to get you? There's some that you could actually feel that way about. But I learned that with love, if it's good, if it's strong, you could make it together. You can hold on to each other. But if you don't hold on to each other, you'll never make it together. And sometimes people just feel like they have to get to, at least file for a divorce to see if that person really loved them. That's the way they're looking at it. And did you try hard enough? That's one thing everybody should look at if they're getting a divorce. Was there something else you could have done to help matters? Now, I had a husband that thought his way was right, and what I had to say didn't matter, and I did divorce him, but not before I gave him warning. I gave him warning 5 months in advance, and he just, he didn't change. Even when I told him I'd give him 5 months to straighten out, he didn't change. He didn't act right toward me, and he yelled at my kids, who happened to be his kids too. He hurt them. I seen bruises on my son whenever I would go and go out to pay a bill or buy some groceries. But you know what? I knew there would be no change in him. I knew he'd only continue to hurt my children. And I knew that I'd already given him several different chances, and this was the last. There is so much you could put up with, and sometimes you just have to let it go, because there will be no change. If they know they have a time limit to change and they don't, well then you have no choice but to leave them. And maybe they will come back and maybe they won't. But you have to make sure your children know it's not their fault that that happened. It's not their fault. It was the fact that you and your significant other could not make it together because he wouldn't listen. He wouldn't talk to his children. He wouldn't take them places like taking a son fishing or taking a daughter, out to the park and just watch her play. It's just a little something like that. But never, if they're real abusive, always file for custody, for partial custody. Somewhere where, if they're very abusive to the children, like beating them, and I mean not just giving them punishment, like grounding them for a week or 2 weeks. But I tell you, there's many abuses that can't be seen, and that's verbal abuse, like calling your kids stupid all the time, dumb, wouldn't know anything if it hit them. Verbal abuse is the worst kind of abuse to ever try to go through court and represent. But it hurts the children. It makes them think that they're no good, they will never be any good, and you can never love them. Be honest with your kids. Don't abuse them. And please, whatever you do, tell your children you love them. Give them a hug. Be a parent. And if you can't, well then, you just have to let them go. Because you'll break their hearts even more. And I don't mean just men. I mean women too. Women can abuse their children by calling them names, calling them stupid, ignorant, and all that, just because they make a mistake. A mother should always love their children because they have care of them for most of their life. And the father, he has to go to work. He has to show his family he cares about them. And if you go on vacations, don't leave your kids behind in somebody else's care. Unless, of course, it's a wedding anniversary. But always be sure to tell them what happened during your anniversary vacation. But never call them names. If you ask them how they did in school, and they said, if they scrubbed, that means there was a problem. If they didn't scrub, and they tell you the truth, don't yell at them about it. Just tell them you better do good, but don't bribe them. Just tell them, if you love me as much as I love you, won't do those things no more. But you gotta also show kids you love them, even if they make mistakes. I know some people won't get it down, but kids need love. If you've got a problem striking your kids, well then you need love enough in your heart that you can go get help for that. I don't care whether it's a man or a woman. If you've got kids and people see you abuse them all the time, well then you better look at yourself and figure out, why are they saying you abuse your kids? What did they see? And then think about it, and then you'll know what they see, because it's not hid from you. Some parents don't believe them with it. But if a child is doing something that is going to hurt himself or hurt others, hug that child and tell him he means the world, or she means the world, or they mean the world to you. And never take your troubles of work out on your family. Men, never let a bad day be a reason to hurt your family. Work and home is two separate places. And you can't hurt people that you are supposed to love. Because if you do, they can leave you. And not only could they leave you, they could take your children too, if you're that abusive. God put us here to help, to love, and to hold the simple truth that you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest with your children, your spouses. This world can be a lot better world if you just stop and think about what you're doing. Is anybody going to be hurt? Is there something I can do to improve myself? Do I need help? Now, men, it doesn't mean that you have it doesn't mean that you have something in you that is wrong. People are born evil. People make themselves evil. And drinking is usually the thing, or different kinds of drugs, some that's not legal, and some you take overly cautious. You don't use it right. You abuse your medicines that the doctor gives you. Don't do stupid things. Think about what you're doing. And if you need help, go and get it. Go see a counselor. They're there to help. Even though they charge large sum of monies, the counselors I have been to, they put you on a payment plan, and it's usually a lot less than what you think. And you can pay your own rate, as long as you pay something whenever you go. It don't have to be a whole lot, but you know, over $20 at least. Of course, some don't even have that $20. So work it out with the counselor. He'll find a way to see that you get help. But don't just fly off the handle. And just remember, your loved one, your spouse, or your children could walk out that door and somebody could kill them in a car accident or something else, you know. Somebody could be having a heart attack and not see what's happening around them. Or if they got cancer or something, you know, if you have no family, you could help people and tell them about your experiences, you know, with loved ones that you lost, you know, and sit and pray with them. If you can't pray to God when something is going on that is final in your life, that's when you really need help. Now, I'm going to have to go myself, but you talk to my son too. I installed a lot of this stuff that I have learned in my life in him and my daughter. And I love both of my children just the same. I have no pick between my kids. And that's where parents sometimes forget. Even the ones that make you the maddest, where that's the ones you should love just as well as the others. Never pick and choose between your kids, because that's wrong. Love them all the same. And be good to them. And one of these days, they'll be good to you. I love you all. Take care. And if you have a little prayer in you, say it for me for when I face this surgery on the 17th. Say a little prayer for me. And if I know about you all, what you're going through, I'll say a little prayer for you. Be careful. Have love in your heart and spring in your footsteps. And follow the white road for my Indian friends. You be careful out there. I love you. Jesus loves you, and I love you too. We're all family. Goodbye.
Here, I'll take the microphone now, Mom. Like I said, you're more important in this show than me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for giving my mom your attention and everything. And as always, you know, these Mom&Me videos are always, you know, to me it was just another way to bond with my mom. And I didn't think anybody would really like them. And you know, everybody out there in the YouTube world and the YTPC has totally proved me wrong, and I'm glad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of legal smoking age, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Yabo. And I'd just like to say, Mr. Pipe Cat, when Mom receives a package, like I've said before, I can't say no to Mom, so it's a pre-open Yabo, so I hope everybody can handle that. Just give me a second here. This is a beautiful, beautiful box here, and I feel so blessed. Thank you, Pipe Cat, for sending me this tobacco and for being a friend, as well as for all your kind wishes and words that you've given to me and some emails, and for being concerned and praying for my mother. I thank you. I couldn't thank you enough, man. And so now let's see what this tobacco is like.
I love opening boxes.
And got a beautiful invoice.
Oh yeah.
Alright, let's see what we got here. One of my all-time favorite tobaccos in the world, one that I have nicknamed the Sexy Tobacco, Blood Red Moon Pipe Tobacco by Cult. Ain't that wonderful? Would you like to hold that up there, Mom? That there, I love that tobacco. For anybody that ain't had that tobacco that would like to try that tobacco, it is a wonderful chocolate, like chocolatey taste and cherry taste. And I'm not a vanilla man, but it has just a hint of vanilla that pushes the two main flavors up front and forward. And it's like a cordial cherry. Even the tin note, you smell a cordial cherry. The room note is absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of like Christmas. I'm amazed that they ain't made a Christmas blend with the same product. I really am amazed. And
cranberry.
I couldn't really say it has a cranberry taste, but I do know there are some tobaccos out there that do have like a cranberry taste, like something that I've seen a lot of people are starting to go to since Dunhill is going out of business and everything. A lot of people are floating towards this Esoterica tobacco, as which I think I remember seeing in one review that I saw on in the YTPC. Somebody had said that there was like a chocolate cranberry or a chocolate cram flavored tobacco out there that's in Esoterica, I think. And then there's also another one out there, but I can't remember what it's called. That I think maybe it's made by McLaren. That's if I can pronounce this right, McLaren, but I can't remember if that's also part of the Dunhill family or not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now for another tobacco that is absolutely my favorite. Another favorite of my tobacco of mine. First time I got this blend of tobacco, found this blend of tobacco, I found it in Star's Tobacconist store in no, Florence, Kentucky, is where one of their locations is located at, as well as the original one that's downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. But I didn't think I could ever find this, and Pipe Cat, you're a miracle worker, man, because I didn't think this was able to be found, because everywhere I went it's been sold out and stuff. But it is Crunchy Blend by, and I can't pronounce this company, to be honest with you. It's German, but it's Vian or Vian. I ain't for sure how it's pronounced, but it's German, and it's Crunchy Blend number 7, and it's a 1.75 ounce or 50 gram can, and it says made in Germany. But anyways, you want to hold that up there? Thank you, Mom. This blend right here, I like to say thank you so much, Pipe Cat. And at the same time, I also like to give you just my opinions about this tobacco. And that is, this tobacco is the best tobacco. I ain't never had Dunhill's early morning pipe or any of that stuff. I've not had the pleasure of smoking any of that. But if you're looking for a blend to smoke in the morning while sipping your coffee or sipping your tea, of course I feel it goes much better with coffee, in my opinion, than any type of coffee. This blend is it. It has a light hint of a nutty almond, mellow nut taste, pecan kind of taste, as well as like I'd say it's also kind of like a mix of like an English blend or a Virginia blend with a light aromatic. This is also what I've talked about when I said in comments on other people's videos, as well as in my own videos, that I'm not really an English or a burley smoker or Oriental smoker. Of course, I ain't never had an Oriental. I'd like to try an Oriental blend just to see what I think, or even a Latakia. But I like in between aromatics, and this here is an in between aromatic, non-aromatic and aromatic, and it's a beautiful blend. And if anything else too, I would even say it would be a great everyday smoke. But it is also a good early morning smoke. I with coffee, I've done it several times. It is a beautiful blend, and just has that right thing that hits your taste buds. And on the retrohale is even beautiful, and aroma, aromatic wise, leaves a beautiful room note. And it really don't last that long, the room note of this, so it's even a good blend that if you smoke inside your home, I think it would be all right because it won't linger around as long as most aromatics, or good for good in between aromatic and non-aromatic. It's perfect, I feel, with my experience that I've had so far on my pipe journey, and I couldn't recommend it anymore. If you ain't never tried it, get it. And if you have tried it, leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what your thoughts and personal opinions and experiences are with this tobacco. Alrighty, Mom. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this next tobacco that Mr. Pipe Cat had gotten and sent me, I've had it before, and it is one of my favorite cherry blend tobaccos, and that is Mac Burns Pipe Tobacco since 1826 Cherry Ambrosia Mixture. And I'll just read to you a little bit of what this tobacco consists of. I probably should have read that off the other 10 of tobaccos, which I'll read that too for you. Cherry Ambrosia, 3.5 ounces. To achieve the delightful taste in this blend, we have selected some very special Virginia tobacco and added ready rubbed burley tobacco. The taste is adjusted with our modern Cavendish made from pure Virginia tobacco as a fine touch, genuine Jamaica rum, and a specific or special cherry flavor has been added. This blend gives you a cool and pleasant smoke with a taste of delightful cherry. And let's see if it has a well, I can't find a date where this had been. Oh, wait a minute, here it is. This has been packaged October 2017, so it got a little bit of age on it. But this tobacco here is a very wonderful blend of tobacco, and I recommend it too as an everyday smoke for anybody that wants an everyday smoke. And it's has a beautiful room note, has a great beard and stash note, and everything, and it's wonderful. And I'm going to read the back of Colt Blood Red Moon, just to be fair and give everybody a fair reading of that. What it says here on the back of Colt Blood Red Moon, it says, this dark, decadent blend combines fire-cured Cavendish, bright Virginia, and burley with a delicious aroma of natural, royal, and cherry, and dark chocolate, a bit sweet, extremely rich, and a unquestionably smooth. And it is a wonderful blend, ladies and gentlemen. I truly love it and enjoy it, and I recommend it for anybody. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that has watched. Thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to watch Mom&Me and this Yabo, and for watching the channel in general. And I like to say from the bottom of my heart, I love you all. Thank you to all the fans. Thank you all for asking about Mom and praying about Mom and everything. And also I'd like to say for all those that are dealing with either cancer or anything else in your family, I just want you to know that y'all are in my prayers, Maul's prayers, and that's one thing I love about this community that we have in the YTPC is we're also connected that way. Even though some of us might live a million miles apart, halfway across the big water, it don't really matter because we all have the one thing in common, as well as we're human beings and we got that human connection, that human touch. That whether we're physically in front of each other or not, we're all connected in this little community, and that's so awesome. And even the founders of who got back the YTPC, I have to give a big shout out to all of you that have, that were big backers and big starters of the YTPC community, and I thank you all. Oh, and Mama just told me to tell y'all to have a happy day. And with that being said, wherever you're at in this world, may you be blessed. And till next time, thank you.